here, finally.
Yes, finally.
So, it's the D-Day, and I'm just very excited to talk about this exhibition with you. So maybe you can start by explaining about what Once Upon a Time means.
Once Upon No Time is basically this new understanding that I found during this past 1.5 to 2 years, that time is mostly a social construction, and that actually we could it has way a wider spectrum, that everyone could redefine time for them, that also it has so many values, not just about minutes, not only about age, not only about all those things, that we could have input towards it. So it's kind of a reflection towards that, in long story short.
Okay, so what's new in this exhibition?
So for this exhibition, I made 7 works. It's a series of paintings and videos. So videos is definitely a new medium for me, and how they both work is quite interesting, that it's actually an opposite, both of them, because with video, it's about unfamiliarity, it's about limitation, because basically I have no idea about it. But it gives me that space to explore, to discover. With paintings, right, it's something that I'm very familiar with, and it has this very strong, secure sense for me in terms of creative process. So working on this too during the preparation gives me a space to come back and forward, and it gives me that balance. So it was really fun to be working on them back and forth. Fun now, stress sometimes. Yeah.
So these two mediums are very different in a way, but are they also similarities in many ways?
Yes, definitely there are similarities. I mean, when you break down the process, it actually has the same sense of how I built them, because I work from coincidence, I work from layering, lots of layers, fragments, kind of collaging. So when I look back at the videos, if you see it later, it actually has that very strong sense. So it's so different, and at the same time it's there's so much, it's such a same approach to it, and very textured, very a bits of here and there. I think it comes from where sometimes I want to tell so much things in a short space, like how I'm talking now. So yeah, I mean, if you can see here, right, I'm playing more I like playing with the body of a painting. I don't see a painting just as a visual on canvas, but I see it as a wholesome. So I see frames, I see the construction of it as part that I could explore and play with, because it shouldn't, I kind of like the idea of challenging the rigidness of painting. So yeah, for here, what's interesting is the newer works have this very strong texture that, but at the same time, it's also very flat and clean. If you see from close, it has this papery sense. So that's kind of a new approach that I feel came out from this series of work. If you see closer, and yeah, so if you could see it, I kind of combine different and uneven levels. I feel it kind of embodies discomfort, and that's something I probably go through a lot. And because as I was saying, this whole series is basically a personal note. It's an ode to the courage of making itself, of creating, because going through the hardships, I feel I found this new value that it's not easy to make or create things. And in a way, it kind of saved many people's lives. And I'm not only talking as an artist, but also just as human. I see how many people kind of went through it because, they start creating things, they cook and stuff. So I really appreciate that more than ever now. So the notes on this exhibitions, they are literally personal notes that I took out from my sketchbooks and threw in here. Some of them are random writing, some of them are quotations by people in my life. This one here is by this very nice lady who cleans the streets in my neighborhood. So she was like missing in action, and I asked her, "Where have you been?" And she had this accident, and like she said like this quote. I know if you're Indonesian, I don't know how to translate it in English in the same sense, but it's basically about like being tired but healthy is great rather than doing nothing but like because you're sick. So that's basically the meaning. So yeah, and then they have like new sort of creatures coming out from the canvases because I always work with figures, but nowadays so before the process was like it becomes less clear, more genderless, and now it's even more humanless in a way. It forms into like different shapes that sometimes I don't know what, and sometimes I like to discuss with people like what do you see, but also more like actually I don't feel the urgency to define them. I like actually that sense of mystery and like what are they? As you can see in that painting, right? There's this dog-ish, but I'm not sure if it's a dog or not as well. Depends like on the person who sees it. Yeah, so that's basically the range of works that is in Once Upon a Time. I did. Finally.
Could I ask you one question? What do you think about eggs?
Eggs. I think eggs is like a really good symbol as like essential as fundamentals because it's this food that exists from who knows when, and then like it's something that like it's very good nutrition wise, but also it's very accessible, and also like everyone likes it. However young and old, like you will always like one in a dish. It could be like super simple, or it could be like a super like Michelin star dish, and like they'll have eggs. So it's really something that I see like fundamental.
Or scramble or omelette?
Scramble.
Tea or coffee?
Both.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs. Sorry, Sandy. Salah lihat.
Cha-cha or tango?
Tango. Though I don't know how.
Sudoku or TTS? TTS.
Sudoku. I just learned Sudoku actually.
Turquoise or teal?
Teal. So there's no difference. But teal.